While we are dealing with rain and localized flooding on land, the tropics remain active. Storm Team meteorologist Keenan Smith is tracking Hurricane Earl, which has become now a major hurricane. Keenan?
That's right, a major Hurricane Earl, a Category 3. And take a look here. You can see a very clearly defined eye feature. This is a sign of further organization, and we're forecasting strengthening for Earl, likely to become a Category 4 sometime late tonight or for tomorrow. So this is a powerful system that will intensify. Right now, the heavy rainfall across portions of the Lesser Antilles, and this is a very healthy system. Of course, that's not what we want. We want our tropical systems to be weak and malnourished. Unfortunately, this guy is going to continue to strengthen. This is, in fact, our second major hurricane just in the past week. So we'll get into some of the details. Right now, maximum sustained winds, 120 miles an hour, moving to the west-northwest at 15 miles an hour. Current coordinates, if you're tracking at home, 18.7 north, 63.6 west. Right now, just under 1,200 miles away from South Florida. We do have tropical storm warnings, hurricane warnings as well here, and we're looking at a central pressure of 960 millibars. We are forecasting both strengthening but also a turn to the north. We expect this to remain east of the Bahamas, however, coming closer to landfall the U.S. coastline than Danielle did. You'll see that parts of the forecast cone here include parts of the Carolinas, the Delmarva Peninsula, Washington, Philadelphia, New York, right on up through Boston and Bangor, Maine. Halifax, Nova Scotia sticking out some. We're right in the heart of this forecast cone, but thankfully by then, cooler waters will help rob this system of its strength. At that point, by Saturday, looking like a Category 1. Maximum sustained winds around 85 miles an hour. But at its peak, we expect this to be a Category 4 storm, and it's going to be quite powerful indeed. Now, I did mention warnings. We're looking at watches and warnings stretching from the Lesser Antilles, even parts of the Bahamas now under a tropical storm watch. So we're talking about the southeastern Bahamas, certainly going to be active indeed. This is a powerful system that bears watching. We had Danielle diminishing here in the northern Atlantic. Cold waters and shear really tearing that system apart. Earl is the highlight of the Atlantic basin, but it's not the only feature we have out there. Back behind Earl, there's another wave that shows signs of organization. We expect this, too, to become a tropical system, a tropical depression likely today or tomorrow. Some of the models are turning this into a named tropical system as well. But at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to be as strong as Earl or as Danielle. But the tropics are indeed active. We'll see a lot of activity over the next coming days and weeks. This is the peak of hurricane season, August and September. Now, people have been saying, well, where are the hurricanes? We were talking about an active hurricane season. June, July, that's not the peak of the season. Things tend to be slow there. Now we're indeed picking up some of the activity. So let's focus in on Earl once again. Right now we're looking at Earl that's set just to the north. The center of the circulation is just to the north of Antigua. We can switch over to Live Viper 5 HD where I have plotted the individual model lines. Each one of these lines represents a forecast model, and the forecast model solution to the question, where is this hurricane going to be at a particular point in time? And you can see, again, good agreement, keeping it east, by and large, of the Bahamas and turning it up to the north away from us here in South Florida. So this looks like a situation that we're going to be able to watch this sail on by. However, until it makes that turn, you always keep a very close eye on it. Keeping the system offshore. Again, the forecast models keep the center of circulation out to sea. Here's the Outer Banks, a close approach. Still, though, you're going to get some wind, some rain here, and there's plenty of time. By the time it gets this far north, these things are moving pretty quickly, though, and it looks like it's going to skirt up the Atlantic coast. But here you are, Halifax, jetting out. They're in some ways in a position like we are here in Florida. We're a peninsula. We stick out, sort of making us an easier target. Well, the Atlantic coastline does begin to veer back out, and Halifax sticking out there. But again, by this point, it looks like it'll be down to a Category 1. We're going to continue to follow this and bring you the very latest. But of course, the big story this morning and now this noon is that Earl is a major hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles an hour.